Why, hello. Pleasure to see you. I don't know why we're doing the intro like this. What I do know is we are getting in a fantasy football draft. As always, the puppy tournament still open on Underdog. If you want in, I'd recommend you get in ASAP. Looks like it's about to fill. It's been live for, I want to say, about 2 weeks now. Almost 100,000 entrants. Ridiculous. $5 buy-in, $50,000 for first, $25,000 for second, all the way down the line, $500,000 prize pool. We had a member of the flock win this 2 years ago. Actually won $75,000 for first place back then. So I'm not going to lie. I may or may not cry when we win first place this year for $50,000, but I think I'll live. We're going to go ahead. We are going to get in here, ladies and gentlemen. And usually we are stuck at the dreaded pick number 9. Usually pick 9 sucks. And usually I don't know what to do. Well, that's not the case here. Here we get pick 8. Now, if pick 9 is dreaded no man's land, pick 8, you're in a pool of talent. You have option after option after option. And by that, I mean we are going to get one of 8 players falling to us. Okay. I don't know which guy it will be, but here are the 8 guys we're looking at. CMC, come on down. I'd be fine to see you at pick 8. CD Lamb, the weather's nice over here at pick 8. Be happy to see you. Tyreek, welcome. Ola, Jamar Chase, Kanishiwa, Justin Jefferson, Donde Está, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't even know. Come on down to numero ucho, Bijan Robinson, or Mr. Brees Hall, okay? Senior Brees Hall. You can come down as well. I'd be happy with any of y'all. You're welcome to join the team. You're welcome to join the squad. And yeah, anybody in front of us, you take who you want and leave us with what we're going to get. But Nihao, I believe that's how you say that, but numero ucho. Yes. And Isaac, forgot that you are now an absolute Giga Chad. We got Chris out here at pick 3. Happy to see you. Sean in here at pick 8. Ryan out here at pick 12. Let's move. Naeem says, Mason, you went golfing today. Even better, my friend. We almost got Justin Jefferson over at pick 8, which would have been freaking nuts. We're going to take Brees Hall. Am I going to sit here and cry about getting Brees Hall? No, I am freaking pumped to get Brees Hall. Okay. If we want to actually talk fantasy football for a second, besides what we did today. If we're looking at Brees, this is a running back that last year was phenomenal. Some of the worst quarterback play in the entire NFL. All of a sudden, he's now 2 years removed from a torn ACL, should be fully healthy, still stepping into the prime of his career. And you're getting Aaron Rodgers, who boosted the overall offense. The target share was nuts. Obviously, this was an elite level prospect who's been a hyper efficient running back for years now. There are a zillion different things we can say about Brees Hall and why he is inside the top 3 tiers. I'm sorry, inside the top tier of 3 or 4 guys here at the running back position. And I'll be very happy to get as much as we can at pick 8. But we actually just got back from an 80-year-old birthday party for my grandpa, my friend. So was fun. It's been a wild weekend. Yesterday, we had to drive the 3 hours from Austin to Dallas for an engagement party. Then we had to drive the 3 hours back this morning because I had a 2-hour bike ride. And then we had to drive the 2 hours to San Antonio from Austin. And we had the 80-year-old birthday party. Then we had to drive the 2 hours back from San Antonio. So it's been an eventful day. Just got out of the car. We've been firing on all cylinders since 6 a.m. And your boy is ready to draft a phenomenal team and then go to sleep and catch some Z's. Now let's swing this back around and hell yes. I'm sure y'all have heard me say it a million times. I'm sure you're tired of hearing me say it, but I want Barkley. I want Taylor round 2 this year. Chris Olave, Drake London, Harrison, Devontae Adams. I understand why you're drafting them. They have upside. They have downside. I don't care. Give me the running back. Very rarely in these underdog drafts have we started running back out the gate. Not going to lie to you. I don't know if we have a lot of experience doing it this season. Obviously, in years past, we've done it quite a bit, but this year it's something that we're going to have to play around with a bit. And I'm really excited to do just that. I mean, we're in a spot that I think we get 2 running backs that each have access to the upside to be the number one overall running back in fantasy this year. Am I saying they're most likely going to be that? No. Am I saying that they have the upside too? Yes. So that'll be somebody that I'm going to be happy to take. Let's move this around. Ronald says, I got CeeDee Lamb at 6 earlier today. Is he okay? I hope so. I've been driving all day. If there was any news that happened today, I did not see it, my friend. So, for the love of God, let me know in the live chat ASAP. Did CeeDee Lamb, did any kind of news come out? 1, let me know that. 2, let me know. I am sitting in complete darkness in this room right now. Usually if you're a live streamer, you're supposed to try to have some professional lighting. Clearly, I don't at the moment. I'm trying to mix it up. I'm tired. I don't want a bunch of bright lights on me. Does this look weird that I'm sitting in a dark room and only have the computer light? I feel like it looks good. I feel like it looks normal. But let's move this over. Okay. John says no news. Isaac says no news as well. Looks fine. Perfect. John says looks better. Hell, I will sit here in complete darkness if that's what y'all are wanting. If y'all are saying, Mason, man, we don't need to see you in... I don't need to see a great view of you, okay? Sit in darkness. Well, I just kind of want to see an outline, but I get it, right? It's like staring into the sun when you're looking at someone that looks as good as I do. Can be blinding at points. Okay. Now, interesting to see the team at pick 3 go for a completely unique build here. Go Chase, Laporta, Devonta Smith out the gate. Stephon Diggs makes it down to 29. This is probably the furthest I've seen Diggs fall. But a couple different notes. Y'all know I really like taking the elite level quarterback here in round 4. When we go running back out the gate, it's going to be extremely difficult for us to follow that up with an elite quarterback or an elite tight end. If you go wide receiver round 1, wide receiver round 2, you give yourself the flexibility to take the stud QB, to take the stud tight ends. Here, we're more so in a tough spot where we're kind of stuck taking the wide receiver and DJ Moore. And DJ Moore, I mean, you are seeing the continued trend where this is someone that has been falling down these drafts along with Keenan Allen, along with Rome Odunze. Malik Neighbors falls down this draft a considerable amount as well. This is going to be an exciting draft, ladies and gentlemen. People are going out, getting their guys. You're seeing some values fall, and it's not just copy and paste the board. This is pretty exciting. Mason says, when do you expect Best Ball Mania to fill? Of course, this is just a complete guess, but my assumption with Best Ball Mania is that they're going to want it to be live for a while. At least typically they want it to be live all the way to the start of the season. So if it looks like it's going to fill early, they're just going to add a ton of tournaments. And I think you see that already with what they've been doing, right? There are just a ridiculous amount of underdog tournaments that are going live every single week. And yeah, you're getting so many options, so much variety, and you can really choose whatever tournament you want. But it looks like Best Ball Mania is filling really fast. But I'd imagine that just means we get more and more tournaments and more variety on Underdog for you to choose what you want. But Lamar, Jalen Hurts, both off the board, 34, 38. If Josh Allen falls, we may be stuck taking Josh Allen. And we are going to, ladies and gentlemen. Just because if you look at the overlap on the teams that are able to take Josh Allen, pick 41, and DJ Moore, pick 32, there are going to be very few builds that are able to do this. So we're going to go ahead. We will take Josh Allen. I do want to reiterate, this is not the plan when you go RB out the gate. When you go RB out the gate, typically the expectation is we're going to have to slam wide receivers through the middle rounds and we can't afford the elite level quarterback. And if it was Lamar that would have made it to us at 41, where we take Lamar in the 40s a lot in these drafts, I probably wouldn't have felt the need to go out there and take him. But just because we really are never seeing Josh Allen fall this far, I feel like we kind of have to go through and we have to pull the trigger on Allen. Looking at the team at 6, that team goes with the Kelsey Mahomes stack with an RB start as well. So it's going to be very interesting to monitor these. But of course, if you have not done so already, hit the like button, subscribe, play fantasy football. And yeah, if we get 300 likes in this live stream, ladies and gentlemen, we'll fire up another stream. And of course, if somehow you've stuck with me this far and you don't know what's going on, these are Underdog Fantasy drafts. Draft here every single day. I mean, we've drafted here every single day for years and years and years. By far and away, my favorite place to draft. It's best ball. That's how we're able to draft every single day. There's no time commitment during the year. So I won $150,000 on Underdog 2 years ago. And yeah, if you want to hop in a draft with us, you can find the link in the description, comment section, live chat. Code FLOCK will get you hooked up with a 50% deposit bonus up to $250. Plus, you'll get our 2024 fantasy football rankings. Plus, you'll be getting a special NBA pick'em. It'll be something like Luka Doncic more or less than half a total point, just depending on whatever day that you're watching it if you use code FLOCK. And then also, Underdog is available in damn near every state. This is an outdated map. I need updated. It is available in Michigan now as well. But yeah, I mean, the only states it's not available in: Louisiana, Hawaii, Nevada, Washington, Idaho, Montana, and then I think that's Idaho and Connecticut. But it is available in Michigan now, but pretty much available everywhere. Okay. Zach says, what did you do to win that $150,000? I won the big dog tournament for $100,000 on Underdog. I won the Bulldog 2 for $20,000. I had crazy advance rates where I had a lot of teams advance deep, and I got 16th place in Best Ball Mania for $10,000. That was all in a single year. I did not win any tournaments last year, sadly. Benny says, Mason just got back from Turkey and got a hair transplant. Now I can look and draft like you, so prepared to lose the puppy. Okay, Benny, I'm assuming this is regarding me in the live stream a few days back, talking about how I have future plans. Not anytime soon. I don't have it scheduled out, but I'm assuming 5 years from now, I will be in Turkey and get me some new hair. So please, for the love of God, let me know. Are you being serious? Are you being serious? Because I need some recommendations here, my friend. Okay, so we have Rashad White, Joe Mixon off. Obviously, we're wanting to see running backs go. We want to see wide receivers fall to us. Here's the plan. If Kincaid falls, we take Kincaid. If Kincaid were to go, we are going to take Keenan. It is extremely reckless to have one wide receiver, and that one wide receiver being DJ Moore through the first 5 rounds. Going back to us winning the $100,000 on Underdog a few years back, we did do so with an anchor wide receiver build, with our only wide receiver through the first 5 rounds being A.J. Brown at the 2-3 turn. Typically, it's not strategy going into a draft, but if this is the value that falls to us, we will take it. Of course, we're going to have to go through. We are going to have to pair up Allen and Kincaid when we get the opportunity, because the amount of teams that are going to get the opportunity with how ADP lines up, very, very few. And to be completely honest with you, this is one of the most exciting teams I've drafted all year. If we can find some wide receiver values later, I am going to be so freaking pumped. I don't just kind of love this team. I love this team. Benny says, I'm being dead ass serious. I just took 2 weeks off of work and I look brand new. Obviously, I have to wait a few months before it all comes and the hairline's back. Interesting, my friend. The only thing that would be hesitant with about it, and I almost got LASIK until they told me I couldn't work out for 2 months. And now I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I can't do that. Because I know you can't work out if you go to Turkey and get the hair plugs. So, all jokes aside, I'm probably not going to be able to do it. Definitely not anytime soon, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it. But, interesting. Wishing you the best of luck. Hope it looks good, my friend. And yeah, I would say through the first 5 rounds, this is the best team I've drafted all year. Not that tonight, I'm feeling good. We're finally making good decisions. I think we just get very lucky for these guys to make it this far to us. And now it doesn't matter what happens. Through the next few rounds, we are slamming wide receiver. We'll just see who falls. Whoever falls, that's who we're taking. Our only wide receiver through the first 5 rounds is DJ Moore. Spam the chat. Do you want Jordan Addison or Calvin Ridley? You could say Keon Coleman. I don't know. We already have a stack with Dalton, Kincaid. I think Addison, Ridley are a tier ahead of Keon for me. And I think we need wide receiver points in general. Okay. So Addison, Ridley, Addison, Ridley, Addison. It looks like most people want Addison here. Addison, Ridley, Ridley, Addison, Ridley, Ridley. Ooh, maybe you should have gone Addison. Okay, it looks very split. We will go Jordan Addison. I love me some Jordan Addison. Situation's uncertain. It is what it is. Maybe we use the tiebreaker. Oh, you got Tyler Boyd there now. Ooh, as if that matters. But we'll go ahead. We'll take him 65. But the real message we got to focus in on. Benny says, you can't work out for only a month, but it heals in less than 2 weeks, and you can wear hats and be in the sun. Oh, you can wear hats when you get hair plugs? So I know you have to like shave your head, and I saw on Instagram Reels, it's like the little weird prickly looking things. Which I was thinking, oh, if I get them, I'm not going to be able to make a video for like a couple of months. But if I can wear a hat, we're chilling. Margaret says, I would have took Coleman for the Bills triple stack. Completely understandable, my friend. Another thing is, at least in my thought process, we've seen Coleman in a lot of these drafts. At least when the puppy first opened, he was going more so at like the 7-8 turn. So I think if you are comparing yourself to the rest of the field, I would rather reach on Addison a bit, especially since we already have the stack with Kincaid. Penix says 2 drafts tonight. Yes, if we hit 300 likes on the stream, my friend, we'll fire up 2 drafts. Zach says, what is the Underdog best ball team structure? The Underdog team structure is 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, a tight end, and a flex, my friend. Okay, it takes 10 days. This is a puppy draft. Okay, so we have Jones, Montgomery off the board, 73, 74. I mean, I wish this was a Best Ball Mania draft. Definitely. If it was a Best Ball Mania draft, I may have taken Keon. All right, let's move this around. So we are essentially slamming wide receiver here again. I don't know if we really have an option. Our 2 wide receivers are DJ Moore and Jordan Addison. And no, there are no kickers DST on Underdog. I'm feeling great tonight. Feeling great. Isaiah says, did you do any weekly winners last season? I think we drafted about like 10 weekly winners teams. Did not win any money with them. I was very transparent and let you know as we were drafting them. I did not know what I was doing. I have a very hard time thinking about the weekly winners game. I don't think it's for me, to be honest. It's like such a different format that kind of hurts my brain to think about, to be honest. But let's see. We got Brees, Taylor, running back. Wide receiver, we have DJ Moore, Jordan Addison, Brian Thomas. Quarterback, we have Allen. Tight end, we have Kincaid. Beautiful. Okay. Iron Ranger says, you ready for the Ironman? What days does that start again? We fly to France June 9th. And we land to France. I leave Austin June 9th on the flight. We land in France June 10th. Ooh, did my camera freeze? Gosh, dang it. Did it work? But anyway, we land in France June 10th. Then we have 6 days. And the race is on the 16th. So if anybody wants to follow along the Ironman race, 1, I think will be televised. They're probably not going to be covering me, of course. I'll be at the back. And 2, where you can follow along for me would be like on the app or on the website where you can like track as I go. And yes, I will vlog the entire thing, my friend. I know we haven't been doing any vlogs, but it is what it is. We'll have the time. I really like the Galveston vlog that we made. Like I had fun doing that. The daily vlogs were just brutal. I can't do the daily vlogs and the live streams at the same time. Okay, we are still we're hoping to go wide receiver. King says, I had no idea it was in France. Yeah, we're flying. The race is in Nice. We're going to go Deontay Johnson. I just need wide receivers. We need targets. We need points. We need some spike weeks. Deontay Johnson may not get them. He may. I don't know. I'm not going to be reaching on Curtis Samuel here just because we have Allen, though. But yeah, the races in Nice, France. It's where the world championships go back and forth between Hawaii and Nice. I think the women's world championships are in Nice this year. The men's world championships were in Nice last year. And it's the race that has the most elevation gain of any Ironman in the world. I think there's over 8,000 of feet of elevation gain with the bike. It's like the bike's just all mountains. Okay. So after we take Deontay and we have 4 wide receivers with more Addison, Thomas, and Deontay Johnson, I think we have a little more flexibility now where obviously we're still wanting to hit the wide receiver position if we can. But if we come back around in round 9 and I really like a running back, I think we can take an RB here. Okay. And says, taking any sparkling water with you to France. My understanding of it, I've never been to Europe, but from what I've heard, they all drink sparkling water as is. I heard sparkling water over there is the norm, my friend. So, I'm excited. And Joku off 97. Swing this back around. Caleb obviously would make sense for the team having DJ Moore. If we were to take Caleb, it's only going to be a 2 QB build. Most teams where we take Allen, it's only going to be a 2 quarterback build regardless. The only instance that we would take 3 is if we waited till like the very end to draft our other 2. To be completely honest with you, we're just taking whoever falls between Caleb and Curtis. Caleb would pair with DJ Moore. Curtis Samuel would pair with Josh Allen, Dalton Kincaid. Can y'all please spam the chat? Who would you rather have between Caleb Williams and Curtis Samuel? Caleb Williams be QB2. We'd be done drafting quarterbacks with Caleb and Allen. Curtis Samuel would be wide receiver 5. Obviously, we'd get the Buffalo stack with Allen. Samuel, we'd get the Chicago stack with Caleb Moore. Okay. Samuel, Caleb. Samuel, Caleb. It looks like most people want Curtis Samuel. So we will go Curtis Samuel for y'all. Thing is, too, Shakir's going to make it back around to us. The Bills' offense is so good. We could take Shakir if we really wanted to as well. But we'll take Curtis, and we'll see what happens on the way back around. Dobbs immediately goes 105. What we probably should have done, to be honest with you, is I probably should have taken a second to look at the rest of the draft board. And if we would have done that, I probably would have still gone Curtis Samuel. Because if you look at this team, I mean, this was the team that obviously would have taken Caleb. They had Keenan. Okay. Let's move this over. 80 Mitchell off the board. I'm not taking Mitchell anywhere close to here. Swing this back around. Purdy doesn't really make sense for us. Purdy's not going to run the ball enough to have spike weeks if it doesn't come from one of his pass catchers. Shakir at wide receiver is a possibility. Baby Nuts on the clock. Pretty funny name, not going to lie. Let's rate the names that we got here. Javonte goes. I would have taken Javonte if he'd have made it to us at 113. Now that Javonte's gone, I think we most likely reach. The thing is, if we take Goddard, we're done at drafting 2 tight ends. What are y'all saying in the chat? Devin. Singletary. Okay, it looks like everybody in the chat wants Singletary. We got 1 vote for Shakir. we'll go ahead. We'll take Devin Singletary RB3. If we didn't take Curtis Samuel in the previous round, I would have felt more inclined to go with Shakir here. We already have the Buffalo double stack. I mean, obviously, Buffalo is one of these offenses we can go a little bit deeper in on, and you can load up as many players as you can, especially if you're getting them at a value. Obviously, reaching on ADP is going to be a little bit tougher. But yeah, here now running back, we have Breece, Taylor, Singletary. Wide receiver, we have Moore, Addison, Thomas, Deontay, Curtis Samuel. Quarterback, we have Allen. Tight end, we have Kincaid. We still have some pretty exciting QB stacking options later on. I mean, we could go Trevor Lawrence with Brian Thomas Jr., and that would be another player where we would only have to take 2 QBs total. So another reason why we decide, yeah, we definitely want to just be passing up on Dallas Goedert here, is if you look at the Goddard ADP, and if you look at what's typically happening around this range of the board and why Goddard goes where he does, usually it's going to be the team who is sitting there with Jalen Hurts who has him. So the Jalen Hurts teams on this side of the draft board, typically they take Dallas Goedert at the 9-10 turn. So I don't know if we want to be sitting there and going, oh, okay, we're super excited to take Goddard if they pass on him. I mean, which if we want to in a vacuum, we can, but ADP should have nothing to do with it. Okay, a couple different things. Okay, no. I was going to say we could go Herbert, and then we could go with someone like Quentin Johnston on the way back around. But that is no longer going to be an option here. Brandon Cooks off 126. Jahan Dotson goes. So wide receivers are flying. If we really wanted to take Gabe Davis and get the correlation with Brian Thomas, we can. I don't necessarily think that's super appealing. We can go ahead and we can take Tyjae Spears here. A running back that should have a role as a receiver, or maybe will have a role as a receiver. And if you were to see an injury to if you were to see an injury to Pollard, Spears could see his role expand. So we're going to go Spears 128 as our RB4. Clearly, it's going to be a team where we only draft 5 running backs. I think some people can make the argument to only draft 4 on this team if you wanted to go with the hyper-fragile builds and just load up on as many wide receivers as possible. And yeah, if we wanted to do that, it's a possibility. I think it would come down to like, if we were done taking running backs and rolling into take 4 in this draft, it would have to be, yeah, there are no other running backs that make it to us at a value that we like. You know what song I have stuck in my head? I have the it's on Instagram Reels. I've been watching Instagram Reels too much, not gonna lie to y'all. But it's like the BBL Drizzy, BBL Drizzy. That song's been stuck in my head literally the entire live stream. Okay. But let's think. Cole Kmet goes. Goff, Goff falls 17 picks. If we were to go ahead and take Goff, there's like, I don't know if we can do anything with that. If I can spell lion. We can go Khalif Raymond at the very end. Yes, I know I have the singing voice of an angel. I just wanted a reason to sing to y'all, to be completely honest. But y'all know like the weird girl that, like the stereotype of the weird girl that will try to find like any reason to sing and go like super hard. That's what I was doing right there. I just knew y'all needed to hear that. I'm going to make a weird pick. I'm going to reach on Xavier Legette. We have Deontay Johnson. And hell, ladies and gentlemen, Come on down, Bryce Young. Bryce Young slowly but surely turning into someone that we were drafting too much of. Let's go. Let's go. iHonk says we got Mason singing BBL Drizzy before GTA 6. Yes. Gabe says, hey, Flock Fantasy, I recently used your code on Underdog, but I'm having trouble logging in to access the rankings. So we're updating the system on how this works right now, my friend, of getting everybody who uses code Flock on Underdog in 2024 access to flockfantasy.com. So y'all get rankings, tools, the whole 9 yards for free. Right now, the system's not automated as it should be. We're updating it. I promise you, you're going to get it. You'll get an additional email with instructions. But if you really want the rankings right now, shoot me a DM on Discord, Flock Fantasy. And if you're not in our Discord, you can also email me, mason.dodd@flockfantasy.com. Dodd is D-O-D-D. But there should be a much easier automated way for everybody who uses code Flock on Underdog to get access to my rankings and everything for free coming up soon. We're just trying to automate everything for y'all to make it as good as possible, as easy as possible. Isaac says, Mason, you know what the BBL Drizzy is, right? I know it came from like the Drake Kendrick diss, right? It's like Metro Boomin came out with it. If I'm wrong, please let me know. I assume they just are making jokes that Drake got like a BBL or something. Who just says Goff stacks with Buffalo week 15 and Chicago week 16. I know, but we have Allen here, right? So the Buffalo stack's kind of irrelevant. Maybe it would be relevant with Chicago, but also if Goff's going to have a massive spike week, it's also going to come through either Jameson Amon-Ra or Laporta or Gibbs, and we have none of them, you know? So this is where I think like it kind of gets off the rails when you're looking at week 15, 16 correlation or week 17 correlation. Okay, yeah, that's what I assumed it was the Metro thing. Okay, thanks, Gabe, for the email. And yeah, I'm sorry if you emailed me earlier, but I've been driving all weekend, so I haven't been able to check any of the emails. Do we just go Luke Musgrave? Do we go Ray Davis? Do we definitely not taking Troy Franklin? What do we want to do on the way back around? I don't know. We're going to go We're going to go Luke Musgrave. And I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of hope we don't hit 300 likes on this. So I really got to go take a deuce. So, y'all may be having no camera on for a second. Y'all may be hearing me from the bathroom singing BBL Drizzy for a couple minutes. We're going to go Luke Musgrave because I got to go to the bathroom and I'm panicking here. Stafford immediately goes. You can make an argument for us to possibly go Rodgers, get the Breece Hall correlation, then take Malachi Corley or Tyler Conklin later on. Okay. Isaac says, Mason, the puppy closes tonight. Do you think it fills tonight? Think it fills tonight. TC Chandler says, who is this year's Kyron Williams? My friend, I was not able to find last year's Kyron Williams, so I'm not going to be able to come out here and tell you I'm finding this year's Kyron Williams. Wish I could. If I was to guess, and it's a flat-out guess, my friend, we'll go through this together. Okay. Algier goes, Ray Davis goes. Ray Davis was our pick. Now that he's gone, do we go Berton? Do we go Hunter Henry? We're going to go Henry. We're going to go with a 3 tight end build. And since we go 3 tight ends, it's probably a mistake, to be completely honest with you. We're only going to be able to take one more quarterback. So we have a couple different options with who that QB can be. I think Bryce Young's probably the most likely candidate with us having both Deontay Johnson as well as Xavier Legette. We also open ourselves up to a Mac Jones possibility with Hunter Henry as well. But let's go and let's run through what Kyren Williams did last year, because I want to point out how out of nowhere Kyren Williams came from, and how here's a long justified explanation of how I was not able to get y'all Kyren Williams last season, okay? Here's my best explanation of how I missed this and how I'm not going to be able to find it again. Kyren Williams was a running back. Did I say Mac Jones? Dear God. I'm sorry. You know what I mean. Okay. Clearly Mac Jones is not on the Patriots. Clearly I'm talking Drake May. But anyway, Kyren Williams was a running back that if you looked at his size profile and if you looked at his athletic testing at the NFL Combine, we had never seen a running back ever be that small, that slow, and be a top 10 running back in fantasy. Literally, it never happened. Then Kyren goes, year one, does legitimately nothing on the Rams. And it's like, okay, who is this guy? And nobody. He was a day 3 draft pick. I mean, outlier of all outliers. So if we are thinking of an undersized, slower running back that didn't do anything last year, that's going round 17 and round 18, here are your options. Audric Estime kind of fits a similar profile. Am I betting on him? Hell no. Deonta Foreman, no thank you. I don't know who we could say. It would be like the Kyren Williams comparison is like Tank Bigsby comes out this year and is a top 5 running back. That is how out of the blue Kyren Williams was last year. It's like Tank Bigsby comes out and is a top 5 RB. We're going to go Antonio Gibson as our 5th running back here. And it's going to make it where it's maybe even a little more exciting to go Drake May. Okay. I guess J.J. McCarthy's an option as well. The only hesitation, of course, is with McCarthy in comparison to like Drake May or Bryce Young. Is McCarthy you're not getting to the second half of the season, so maybe you're a little more inclined to draft him on a 3 QB team rather than a 2 QB build, if that makes sense. Okay, Bucky Irving goes, Zay Jones off the board. We are done at running back, and we are done at tight end. We have one more quarterback, and we have a bunch of wide receivers to take. Okay. Ronald says Ty Chandler is this year's Kyren. Ty Chandler's getting drafted. That's the thing. The crazy thing about Kyren Williams is back in May of last year, he wasn't getting drafted in these underdog drafts. Like, that's what I'm like saying. I'm not saying Tank Bigsby's the next Kyren Williams. I'm just like using that as an example to show like how crazy it is for what Kyren did. Okay. Baby Nuts, where did they go? We may end up taking McCarthy here and having a really weird team. This team only has one tight end. Do they take one? They go Jonnu. I'm going to take Wandale. So we need another wide receiver. And we're just setting ourselves up with more options where if we whiff on quarterback later on. So now we have the option. We could possibly go Daniel Jones, pair him up with Wandale. We can go Drake May, pair him up with Hunter Henry, Antonio Gibson. We could go Bryce Young, pair him up with Xavier Legette, Deontay Johnson. We need a wide receiver. I like Wandale Robinson. It gives us additional flexibility at the quarterback position for what we can be doing later. So I do think that it honestly makes a lot of sense for this build in particular. But how many likes are on this? Am I going to be able to go to the bathroom, or what's the deal here? 234 likes. So it looks like we are most likely not hitting 300 likes in the stream. I'm not going to bail just yet, but yeah, if you want another stream, go down there. I mean, another draft, go down there, hit that like button. Elig says go Bryce Young. I mean, I'm definitely targeting Bryce Young. That's plan A, is going to be Bryce Young in this draft, based off the team that we have drafted up until this point. Benny says, what's your favorite draft you've had so far? I don't really like what we've done in this draft. Round 13, 14. I don't know if taking the tight ends there was the right play. I really like, I like this team though. I think it's a team that's very weird. Has upside. Breece Hall, Jonathan Taylor, Devin Singletary, Tyjae Spears, Antonio Gibson at running back. Wide receiver, we have DJ Moore, Jordan Addison, Brian Thomas, Deontay Johnson, Curtis Samuel, Xavier Legette, Wan'Dale Robinson. We'll take another receiver here as well. Tight end, we have Luke Musgrave, Hunter Henry, Dalton Kincaid. We have Josh Allen at quarterback. We have a lot of correlation through this team as well, which we can run through in just 1 second. McCarthy goes. Demarcus Robinson's flown up with his ADP. He was an interesting round 18 pick that we mixed in previously, much more expensive now. We're going to get one of these quarterbacks on the way back around no matter what. So I think we're going to take a wide receiver here in Tyler Boyd. But yeah, if we want to look at the correlation with this team, we have Josh Allen double stacked with Dalton Kincaid and Curtis Samuel. We have the correlation in the final week with them going up against the Jets with Breece Hall. If we want to look at more team stacks, we have Devin Singletary, Wan'Dale Robinson for the Giants. We have Tyjae Spears, Tyler Boyd. We have Antonio Gibson, Hunter Henry. Obviously, all these are minor correlation pieces, and they don't matter at the end of the day, really. We have Deontay Johnson, Xavier Legette, and then we're going to have that next quarterback that we bring in. So our options are Bryce Young to pair up with Deontay and Legette, Drake May to pair up with Gibson and Hunter Henry, Daniel Jones to pair up with Wan'Dale and Devin Singletary. Okay. But let's move this over. Jalen Tolbert goes 204. Okay, we're just going to see whoever we get. Hyatt would have been a possibility, right? If we wanted to go Hyatt 7. I mean, if we wanted to do that, we would have just gone Daniel Jones and then Jalen Hyatt round 18 if we really wanted to build around the Giants offense. Okay, Elijah Moore goes 207. Michael Penix Jr. off the board is very interesting. The team took Cousins. If you're going to take Penix, I don't like taking Cousins on the team as well. Actually, I guess maybe it makes sense. We will go ahead and we'll take round 18 Bryce Young to pair up with Josh Allen for our 2 QBs. Let's swing this back around. So, yeah, we're a super interesting team. I actually really do like this squad. The only thing that I can sit here and say, like, I think rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The first 8 rounds, no regrets whatsoever. Super simple, straightforward. I don't think we did anything wrong. Couldn't have done anything wrong there, to be honest. Beyond that, round 9, Caleb versus Curtis Samuel. I think you can make an argument. Devin Singletary versus Shakir. I think you could have made an argument. It really was like, would we rather have Curtis Samuel and Singletary, Caleb Williams and Shakir? I don't know. Spears, I like the pick. Legette, I like the pick. Luke Musgrave, Hunter Henry. I kind of feel like we went off the wall here and maybe made a mistake. So, I don't know. I like the team. I like the team. But it looks like, yes, we missed it by 10. Regardless, I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to end this, sprint to the bathroom ASAP. But appreciate all of you. Had a great night with you. Hope that we get to see you tomorrow. And, of course, we're going to be drafting every single night. So if you want to hop in a drive with us, code FLOCK on Underdog is going to give you a 50% deposit bonus up to $250. Plus, you're going to get our 2024 rankings if you use code FLOCK on Underdog in 2024. And you'll get that special NBA pick'em. Plus, Underdog is available in damn near every state. So make sure you're taking advantage. Really appreciate you. Really hope you have a great day. And really hope we get to see you out in the live stream tomorrow night.